Come back in the room, everybody. Some music is going to be played for you via Mr. Jason Mans.
What? He's next?
He's next.
Well, then we should do a little ditty for him, should we?
What do you mean? Something like, he's a man, he's a man, he's a man, he's a mighty good man.
Shake the big yo!
He's a man, he's a man, he's a man, he's a mighty, mighty good man.
Got some sleep.
He's a man, he's a man, he's a man, he's a mighty good man.
New birds, new birds.
He's a man, he's a man, he's a man, he's a mighty, mighty good man.
Now he's not being a turd. Yeah, because he was real tired. First of all, I didn't know you spoke. I've never had you speak to me on stage. This is the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendar.
Mark it.
Billy Moran has never addressed me on stage. Not one time. Not during good times, not during dark times, not during crisis, not during emotional moments we've all shared on stage. He's back there. He's chiseled from granite. He could give a rat's a about anything. And Lord knows the last thing he's going to do is talk to me, and he just talked to me. You know,
He still doesn't know your name.
no, that didn't matter, but he did talk to me.
But he still doesn't know your name.
But you know what it is? It's the Borja effect. It's the Borja effect. I get it. Robbie, I see you're wearing a brand new belt buckle. Oh, a guitar.
That's right, it's a guitar.
So are you going to play a little number? With musician Jason Mans?
Now let's just play a solo thing.
Okay.
Take a seat.
Get on the stage, Jason.
I want you to sing with us too, Rich.
What? Okay. Well, I'm fake surprised.
Headed down south to the land of the pine, thumbing my way to North Carolina. Set up the road, pray to God I see it light. Well, I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dog butterflies, hoping Friday I would see my baby tonight. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a wind in the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, there's no counting when I keep forgetting, but now lost my money playing poker, so I had to up and leave. But I ain't turning back to living that whole life no more.
Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a wind in the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Billy Moran. Walking south out of Roanoke, caught a trucker out of Phoebe, had a nice long tow. He's heading west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. Well, I gotta get a move on and fit it for the song. I hear my baby call my name and then I know that she's the only one. If I die right, at least I will die free. Yeah, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a wind in the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Hey, mama, rock me.
Michael Moore and Stephen Norton. Boys, play some music.
How many of you guys have never been to one of these conventions before? Okay, well, welcome.
A lot of people.
My name is Jason Mans. I was not on the television show, but I'm in a band with this guy called the Station Breaks. And we're gonna play a tune for you guys.
And this guy's in the band too.
Billy Moran's in the band too, guys.
Said I got it with my gallery. Maybe I'll go and start a fire. If they catch me, they'll put me away. They used to say he's got potential. Now I'm on my way to nowhere. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways to go to make my case. 4 suitcases of reasons that went wrong. I got a 3 ibuprofen headache, and just 2 more people who didn't make it. 1 good thought in my head, but now it's gone. Ashtray knows I'm alone. Suddenly seen as better days. I live and die by the phone. I live and learn and love my foolish ways. But who saved me on the day? Trying to save me. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways to make my case. 4 suitcases of reasons that went wrong. I got a 3 ibuprofen headache, but just 2 more people who didn't make it. 1 good thought in my head, but now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. One good reason for leaving. I'm not blind and you can't see. Just so good at believing. Damn my sensitivity. I can't help it. My heart bleeds. I'd be damned if I can help it. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways good to make my case. 4 suitcases of reasons it went wrong. I got a 3 ibuprofen headache with just 2 more people who didn't make it. 1 good thought in my head. 1 good thought in my head. 1 good thought in my head, and now it's gone. And now it's gone. And now it's gone. Now it's gone. Woo! Thank you.
So hi guys, the joke, I gave you half of the joke in between the songs. My name is Jason Mans, and for those of you who may have leaned over and asked the person next to you, why is that guy on stage? I was not on the show, but my music was on the show, and I don't know, they invite me to these things, and they offer me the chance to play for the best fans in the world, so why would I say no? But I agree, it makes no sense. So, how are you guys doing? Good. This is a little bit of a question and answer session, a little bit of a concert. So I like to call it my quancert. I'm going to sing a little bit for you guys, and if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, criticisms, feel free to say them into the microphone, and I will try to respond. There's one over there, and there's one over there. You guys probably knew that already, but that's where they are.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, see, now, do I stop and ask the question, or do you have to stand there the whole song? See, that's the question. How do you feel? Do your feet hurt? Should I stop?
I mean, I stand for your concerts all the time, so.
Oh, thank you. All right, then I'm gonna sing.
Okay.
When the night is come, land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Ooh, stand now. Stand by me. If the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Ooh, stand now. Stand by me. If ever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Ooh, stand now. Stand by me.
Thank you. Man, that's a long line. Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Sorry I made you wait.
It's okay. Congratulations on your new baby, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Will you sing Dock of the Bay for me, please?
Of course. I'm glad I didn't stop now, because then I would have, because I had that song in my head, and then I would have had to sing a different song. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it could be. I should have taken that sip while you were asking your question. That would have been less awkward.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I watch them roll away again. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Left my home in Georgia, headed down to Frisco Bay.
Yeah, I had nothing to live for. Look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Look like nothing's gonna change. Every day still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I remain the same. Yeah, sitting here resting my boat. Loneliness won't leave me alone. Yeah, 2,000 miles I've rode just to make this dock my home. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I was gonna, thank you. I was going to whistle, but I don't whistle very well. And I always laugh at the fact that I don't whistle very well, and it's impossible to smile and whistle at the same time. Most people don't know that. So I didn't whistle. That's the end of my story. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Jason.
Hi.
Hi. What has been the greatest lesson that you've learned by attending these conventions? Sorry, I hit you with a hefty question right after you say.
The greatest lesson I have learned from attending conventions. Should have given that to me in writing like a week and a half ago. I think for me personally, and I know that for a lot of the guys, this is the case. Learning that every moment of your life could be a very important very important moment in someone else's life. So for you, you know, if you're tired and jet lagged, a little cranky, just remember that, yeah, you might just kind of be in a bad mood and everybody has bad days, but you might be interacting with someone on the worst day of their life, or the best day of their life, or, you know, they might be having some sort of situation that they'll remember forever. So act accordingly, I think. That's what I have learned over these years.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Jason. So I'm a huge fan of your song on your Covers with Friends album called Up on Cripple Creek. I thought that was amazing, just seeing you with Jensen, Mark, Rich, and Rob just together. That was amazing. It simply blew me away.
That's a fun one.
So I wanted to know, is there any song that you have that just blows you away when you listen to it?
Hopefully you don't mean one of my own songs. Okay. Yeah, there's so many songs. I've always kind of gravitated toward songs with really, really good singers. So I grew up loving, old kind of soul and Motown stuff. And there's a few guys that do that kind of stuff now, kind of retro soul, but like a little bit of singer-songwriter or stuff in that realm. There's a guy named Mark Broussard who's from New Orleans, and he's just got a ridiculous voice. And his first album has a few different songs on it that, if I am in a situation where I'm allowed to sing at the top of my lungs, which really only happens two places where it won't disturb people. One is on stage with people who are listening to me sing, so I'm allowed to scream. and in the car by myself on a long road trip at night. That's really the only time, because in the day, you kind of start singing, and then you get going, and you know the stoplight's coming, and you're getting to the good part of the song, and it's annoying because you know you can't sing it as loudly as you want to while still trying to look cool at the stoplight. But on like a dark road in the middle of the country, you know, when you're just driving, you can sing really loud.
So beautiful. I'm sorry. That was so beautiful.
You know what the funny part is? Thank you very much for saying that it was beautiful. I don't think I answered your question though. Yeah, there's a couple songs on his first album that I'll put on when I really want like a vocal workout and to really sing and yell at the same time.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question. Hi.
Hi. If you could play any character on Supernatural, who would you play?
Well, do you want the honest answer?
Yes. Both.
Okay. Obviously, if you could play any character on Supernatural, who wouldn't want to be a Winchester? Right? I know there are arguments to be made for playing a really good bad guy or playing a demon or whatever, all that stuff. You're just saying that because it's an interesting thing to say, because the obvious answer is Winchester. You want to be the long-lost cousin that drives in at the end of the episode in some other awesome muscle car, guns blazing, do a donut before you screech to a halt and shoot the bad guy out the window and save the day and ride off into the sunset. Obviously. But it being Supernatural and it having been on for 72 years now, they have a lot of actors willing to play those parts. People who are, I don't know, for starters, actors. So I would be stoked to play police officer number 2, who may or may not get eaten by a chupacabra in the first 30 to 40 seconds of an episode. That would also be quite the honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
I wondered if you had been invited to be on Inside of You with Mike Rosebaum yet.
Listen, for those of you who are very offended by the question she just asked, I have a buddy, Mike Rosenbaum, who is one of the craziest and funniest dudes I know. And if anyone has that first cover album, not the Christmas one, but the Covers with Friends, he's the one that sings Mad World on there. But really, really funny dude, and one of those guys who has been in Hollywood forever. I mean, the stories that he can tell are awesome and hilarious, and the people he's met and stuff. So he has a podcast called, unfortunately, it's called Inside of You. I didn't name it, and he's been around. He's been in the business so long. He knows everyone, literally every person that's ever done any acting whatsoever. He knows them very well. And so anyway, a bunch of his friends come over and they sit and chat on his couch. That was a long way of saying, no, I have not been invited. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we've talked about it. Here's the funny thing. So the show's called Inside of You, which I mentioned. And the people that he's had on there are huge. You know, they're super famous actors and actresses. And yeah, I think Kristen Bell was on there a couple weeks ago. And he's just had tons of people. Rich and Rob have been on there. And he was saying he wanted to get me on there. And I was like, bro, thank you. I would love to sit down and chat with you. But I don't really fit your vibe as much because you have a ton of really famous people on here. But I found a solution. I think that he should do like a little short segment before Inside of You and call it Inside of Who? And I could be his first guest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
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 you could collab with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be?
Sam Cooke. He's my favorite singer. And by collab, I hope that included in that definition is me not doing anything and just listening to them sing. Because that's what I would do. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Regardless of your answer, you're just an amazing musician, artist, so it doesn't matter your answer.
Favorite question. Thank you.
But Supernatural has like the best soundtrack out of any TV series. And I was just wondering, do you have any contributions, or if any, to that? And if so, what are they?
Do you mean have they used my music on the show?
I just mean that, or your like musical input.
Oh, I wish, yeah. I wish I could stake claim to that soundtrack. That'd be awesome. Be like, oh yeah, I was a consultant on seasons 4 through 9. You know, they paid people to do the job, but they set me the list. We're like, hey, we wanted to get your opinion on
I think
on
for next seasons that you should be.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. No, but they do a fantastic job picking the music, obviously, and I was honored that they even used my music, and I was happy to be a little part of the show. That's obviously, you know, historic in and of itself. So. No, they're doing just fine all by themselves.
Yes.
So, thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Hi, I just want to say, if the person at the back of that line went to that line, you would ask your question before all of the people in front of you. Just say it. That's a, you know. Hi.
Hi, my question is, who has inspired you the most in your life?
Wow. You guys like really deep questions here in Pittsburgh. I'm lucky enough to have had quite a few really inspirational folks in my life. My family, thankfully, my dad, and I don't know. I mean, I think it depends. It's like asking what's your favorite movie. You kind of have to say genre, you know? So in like kind of life in general, and like dealing with people and being patient and trying to be kind, I would say, you know, my dad was my example of that. But from like a work perspective, getting on to this crazy circus, this convention wheel that we're on, was amazing for me in that way, because I got to be around other musicians like Loud and Swain, who are amazing, and I got to kind of peek behind the curtain and see the work that they put in, and it made me feel guilty about the amount of work that I was putting in at the time, and it made me work a lot harder. And seeing the preparation that, you know, Rob puts into a set, and the kind of like mental focus that he uses to craft a set list and try to build an arc into a show and all that kind of stuff. You know, those guys have really inspired me too. So, yeah, I would say it just depends on what aspect. Did I finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello. You said you love Sam Cooke. I want to know, have you seen the movie The Johnson's Family Vacation? It's got Cedric the Entertainer as the dad.
I have not. I know the movie you're talking about. I haven't seen it though.
Okay, well, just a bit of a spoiler, but there's this scene where the family's traveling in the car, the dad's playing his music, the son is like, I want to play some of my music, Dad. So the dad's like, fine, I don't want anybody who's been shot though. So he throws out like these rappers. So the kid's like, fine, nobody been shot. He tosses Sam Cooke CD out the window and Marvin Gaye. So what's your reaction? What would your reaction? Because mine, I yelled out loud and my mother went, what are you hollering about in there?
Yeah.
So what would your reaction be to seeing that?
It's very sad. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, I literally yelled out loud because that's you just don't do that to Sam Cooke.
I agree, you don't do it to Sam Cooke. I think that there's probably a larger political commentary on the differences between why Marvin Gaye and Sam Cooke were shot as to why perhaps some of the other, I haven't seen the scene, so I don't know who they were being compared to.
When I watched it, I didn't know who the CDs for the rapper guys were. I didn't.
Yeah.
I just knew Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye, so that was just sad.
It's very sad, and you know, we could write a long thesis on the differences between the two, but I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Hi.
Hi.
How are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good.
All right. So my question is: recording with Misha and Jensen and Jared on your cover albums, who was your favorite to record with?
You're trying to get me in trouble. I loved each of those situations for different reasons. Thank you so much for the question. Look at you asking your question before.
Can you sing Hallelujah for me?
I would love to.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not going to right now. Because I'll save it. Okay. But you will hear me sing it. Okay. Thank you for the question. Sorry I made you walk all the way over there and then didn't play the song for you right when you asked it. Okay. But I think you'll be glad that I didn't play it. Hi.
Hi. So
Does it make you mad that she asked your question before you, even though you got in line?
Maybe a little bit, but...
It was my fault. Don't be mad at her. Be mad at me. It was totally my fault.
Okay. So as you said earlier, you'd like to be policeman number 2 that gets killed in the first, like...
I mean, I don't want to sell myself short. Maybe policeman number 1. You don't know. Maybe.
I think you could pull it off.
Thank you.
But if you were policeman number 1 or 2, what monster or what creature would you prefer to be killed by?
Well, when I'm telling the story, I usually say chupacabra because I love to say the word chupacabra.
It's a fun word.
But I don't really know what those look like. So I don't know. I feel like maybe one of those, something that killed me in such a way that they would have to like CGI me. Like maybe something like sucked all the blood out of my body, or, you know, just something that made me look really terrible, and, you know, like something that would...
Yeah. You're so morbid.
I know. You get so few chances to be so morbid, you know? You really, those are the opportunities where you lean into it, I think. Thank you for the question. Hi.
Hi, I have a stupid question.
There are no... Actually, there probably are.
It's not really, it's more of a joke than a question.
Okay.
I Snapchat, and I think I've Snapchatted you some very stupid jokes.
Okay,
And
I love it. I love dumb jokes.
My question for you is, what do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Well done. Excellent. Excellent question / joke. Hi.
Hi. So I follow you on Snapchat.
Thank you.
And everybody else here should follow him too. But I was wondering, you post with a lot of filters and all of that stuff, and I was wondering what your favorite filter to date has been.
Oh man. Can I be real honest with you? I don't know. I'm not super good at the Snapchat.
At the Snapchat.
And so when I have like stuff coming up or like announcements or whatever, you know, you can only put so much of it on Twitter, and you can only, you can put it all on Instagram, but let's be honest, we all stop reading after about 3 sentences.
Yes.
So Snapchat, the only thing I really use it for on like the outgoing messages is those really long announcements of like, hey, I'm going on tour and I'm playing in this city, you can get the tickets here, I'm producing this album and this thing's coming out next month. And, you know, when you have like a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, and the only way that that isn't insanely boring is to use all of the filters as you're speaking to the camera. So in one I'm Betty Boop, and in one I'm a dog, and in one I'm, you know, me, but just look way better than me. So yeah, so that's mainly, but I don't know like specifically if there's one like go-to that I use them all.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. My name's Jake. I'm from the U.S. Navy, not from State Farms, on contrary to belief. My question is, I'm assuming that you watched the show while it was on, so.
Of course, yeah.
What is your favorite episode and season?
Favorite episode and
season.
You know, I think my favorite season is season 1 because it was just different. I mean, not just the show itself. You know, obviously the show has taken on a few different lives as the different showrunners have become part of the show. But you know, I was buddies with Jensen for a long time, and then when he got the show, you know, I saw the pilot, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I'd seen my buddies do pilots before, and I don't know, to watch that first season was really fun, you know what I mean? It was kind of special. It was like the first time it was like his gig, you know?
Of course.
And then my favorite episode is probably the French Mistake.
Yeah.
I don't watch a whole lot of TV right now because I travel a lot. I'm so busy, and I have 3 children who can't watch the show. And
you're never too young to watch the show.
I disagree, but moving on. I feel like I try not to. I hate episodic television now. All of us spoiled children who don't watch commercials ever and who don't want to wait a whole 7 days to see the show again. I'm definitely one of those people. So I usually wait until the season's over and I'll like binge the whole thing when I have time on a plane or something. And Jay told me, he was like, you really need to watch episode this week. And he very rarely says that. And I was like, all right, I'm in, I'll watch it. So, you know, seeing them be their character in their actual personal lives was mind-blowing. It was so funny. And the scene of it makes me laugh thinking about it. The scene of them trying to act is one of the funniest things I've ever seen either of them do. Like, it makes me laugh so hard. So yeah, so that's my favorite.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Hi.
Hey, I was wondering how you got started out as a musician and like where, I guess?
I started because I found a guitar in my attic, and I went a really long time being the guy that could pick up a guitar and play one song really well and then set the guitar back down, and he'll be like, dude, play another one, and I'd be like, no, I don't. No, I'm not. And I pretended like I was being humble, but I actually didn't know any more songs. And then when I got to college, I started playing a little bit more. And then when I moved to LA, that was kind of when I finished college. I moved to LA when I was like 22, and you know, that's when I saw what musicians do and how they work and what they, you know, what you actually have to do to be like, oh, I play music, you know? And so, yeah, that's when I started.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So we talked a little bit about this earlier. So last year in New Jersey, we lost both Rob and Rich. So we were kind of hostless.
They were still alive.
We didn't know they were still alive.
And we knew where they were. They weren't like lost.
And so we had the pleasure of having you host the entire weekend, and it was awesome. But I wanted to know, like, who came to you, how did it come down to you, and what was it like the whole weekend, like, doing all of that?
I love how you phrase that question, and it's so appropriate. How did it come down to you? How many people did they get that hung up on them when they asked? I don't really know what the process was before they asked me, and I kind of don't want to know. Yeah, but somehow it fell to me, and it was so fun. Obviously, standing on a stage and making a fool out of myself is something that I'm okay at, and I'm not worried about embarrassing myself. So that part was fun, and I didn't have too many nerves about that. Stepping in for Rob for the Saturday night show gave me severe anxiety, and I had to learn about 35 new songs in a couple weeks. And I just remember when we finished, when we finally got down with the stage, I was exhausted. And not because it was physically taxing, but because, I'm so used to doing my own thing as a singer-songwriter that I can get up and I don't do a set list. I play whatever song I want. I'll play half of it. I'll speed it up. I do whatever I want. But you can't do that with a band. And you also can't do that when someone's told you what you have to do. And then for the Saturday night special, they're obviously amazing at doing it without you guys really knowing what's going on. But they have different tunings for the different songs and multiple instruments, and they've got these printouts, like Excel spreadsheets with like a -1 and a 0 and this song, and they play the tambourine and pick up the thing from that guy and drop it off to and it's like seamless. You don't even realize it's going on, but like they each kind of check their little notes and they do their thing while Rob's introducing the song, and we made it through. We did it, but it was definitely like, thank you guys. Next we have, hold on, I have to change my, there's a,
Look at his face, he's terrified that I'm here.
You gonna, yeah?
Tell them.
So, did you know that this young lady has an album coming out? Yeah. And, it's true. Sorry.
I never do this right. Keep talking.
And so, she wanted to sing a song from the album, and we played this song in Rome. And I haven't looked at the song since we played it in Rome.
I haven't either. We got this. Wait, mess it up. No, it's going to be great. You guys believe in us, right? Okay.
Oh, wait. That would have been bad.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Instantly giggly and nervous. Thanks a lot. So he makes me like this.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah, you're giggly and nervous? It's going to be great, you guys.
Listen, whatever happens in the next 2 to 3 minutes, it's perfect on the album.
Yeah. I'm trying so hard not to love him too fast. Line up all the horses and race round the track.
Run laps around reality and never look back. Want a real hard love that's better than that. I'm trying so hard not to bury myself beneath the dirt and the flowers of somebody else. Yeah, beauty is blinding and darkness runs deep. Wanna hold on to him and still hold on to me. Cocaine, whiskey ride, they don't even compare to how love makes me high. So I won't push my luck, I'll sober up. I won't feed off of it till it dies. I'm trying so hard to stay right where I am. I drive my mind in reverse to speed up ahead. Break down on a road that just leaves me for dead. Want the peace of the present to steer me instead. Cocaine, whiskey ride, they don't even compare to how love makes me high. So I won't push my luck, I'll sober up. I won't feed off of it till it dies. Yeah, I've got a history, I know you do too. What the hell would we be without what we've been through? And I don't give a damn about the mud on your boots. I just want you. Cocaine, whiskey ride, they don't even compare to how love makes me high. So I won't push my luck, I'll sober up. I won't feed off of it till it dies. Till it dies. Oh.
Beautiful. Fabulous. Jason Mann and Brianna Buckmaster knocking the socks off that one. You got a little sample of a Jason Mann and Brianna Buckmaster and Rob and Billy and everybody. This show becomes a different kind of show when this band moves from this side of the stage to the center stage and puts on their concert, which happens tomorrow night, Saturday Night Special. That's what happens right on this stage. Don't miss it. It's all this and more. Jason, are you doing another number? I'm sitting here just chattering away.
I think we're running behind, so we gotta keep going.
Oh.
What was your question?
That stinks. Are you doing a song? Are you done? Is that it? Or?
This is, we're like 5 minutes behind, so I think we gotta go.
Oh.
But we're, tomorrow, Jason's gonna be playing Saturday Night Special.
Saturday Night Special.
And I heard that someone requested Hallelujah. We'll play that for you tomorrow night. How about that?
And you get to hear him do some real rockin' station break stuff. We're gonna see if he can beat the record for holding his breath and singing a note long. So hit the gym, kid.
You're going deep. You're going deep.
I'm going deep. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. Old school. He's a man. He just did a set, yo. He's looking for the steps, yo. Like to eat food, yo. All right, so now